Ohio guys, Game Dev, a world of endless possibilities where you can build your own universe, create the scariest horror game that will make your heart say Auf Wiedersehen, die Freund, come up with a genius idea that will make you famous all over the world. And a lot more, I guess. Okay, let's not talk about that. Ever since I was a kid, I dream of diving into this dumb step for, game development. Become world famous, never worry about money again, just vibing. So I started learning programming. Then I burned out and switched to make music. Then I came back to programming, and after about 2 or 3 years, I had become a completely unknown high school kid with decent programming skills, some music production experience, and slightly above average pixel art. So, nothing was going wrong, right? And then I had a genius idea. What if I make a game with 100 mechanics, an open world, and a brilliant concept? That game was the Furnace. And let me tell you right now, that was a huge mistake. Seriously, if you're just starting in game dev, do not start with an open world game that has 5 billion mechanics. Don't do it. And if you do, I will find your IP address and come to your house. Forgot it. As you probably guessed, the project game a completely disaster. Since I wasn't that good at programming yet, I replied and ChatGPT quit a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, ChatGPT is incredibly helpful, but when you barely understand what you are doing, sometimes I gives you code that's... Let's just say the project structure goes to hell, the logic follows it, and eventually everything explodes. So, I abandoned the project, fell into a massive depression, started studying programming way more seriously, while still making music on the side. Then about 6 months later, I was casually drawing an Sprite when another brilliant idea hit me. What if I made something ridiculously simple? Just a little guy collecting coins to rescue a girl locked in a cage. It sounded simple, and that's exactly what I needed. So I quickly threw together some sprites, made the environment, the characters, and since apparently I'm physically incredible of making a game without lore, I started writing the story. At first, everything felt painfully generic, but then I got hit with one of those rare moments of poor inspiration. And after that, everything just started flowing. One thing I would really recommend it, build your foundation first. Yeah, it's harder in the beginning, but if your plan is to cover up weak ideas with fancy dialogue, better graphics, or random cool effects, you are healing straight into a wall. If you have a solid foundation, you understand your game, and once you understand your game, you will know from the very beginning whether it's actually interesting. Trust me, a game doesn't magically become fun because you added an open world, ray tracing, or ultra realistic graphics. And even if it does, it probably stay interesting for about 5 minutes. Anyway, all that's made sense. Let's continue. So I had my foundation. From there, everything slowly came together. First, I programmed all the gameplay, then I started working on the visuals, drew the anime main menu because I really wanted to feel alive, then the level select screen, and done? Or so I thought. Then I remembered sound effects. Thankfully, I didn't need that many, so I spent a while digging through libraries, trying to find sounds that actually fit the atmosphere. A little more code, and done. Wait, you thought we're finished? Looking back, that was even close. Well, not the beginning, but the next part nearly sent my brain to Australia. UI scaling. Making the interface look good on different screen resolutions, so people played on something other than 16:9 don't immediately question every life decision that brought them there. I watched a bunch of tutorials, understood absolutely nothing, and somehow managed to make it work. Until my friend said me this. At that point, I just accept reality, lock the game to 16:9, and if your monitor isn't 16:9, congratulations, Enjoy the cinematic black bars, a few more bugs, a little suffering, and Pika version finished. But apparently I thought I was him, so I decided to make an Android version too. Spent some time figuring out how mobile development worked, drew touch controls, wrote the code. It was confusing at first, but eventually everything just clicked. And finally, the last step, uploading the game to itch.io. It's an awesome platform for indie developers. I made a nice looking storage page, set everything up, hit published, and that was it. That's the story of how I made my first completely game. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.